Just shy of 5 o'clock. Still dark outside. Waiting to start the adventure into the north. Just heading over to the airport now. And obviously, it's a quick McDonald's coffee to start the morning. I'm super excited. Thank you.
It became more clear in the morning I was joining on a proper hunting expedition. Bags and rifles being loaded into a waiting set of Land Cruisers. And the teams. One Russian hunter and his cameraman on an adventure to take Pakistan's national animal, the markhor, with only 12 permits a year and a price tag of $110,000 US. And my team, 2 American hunters, their cameraman and our Spanish outfitter, who kindly agreed to let me join and learn with them on their quest to take a Himalayan Ibex. Our destination? Hushe in Gilgit-Baltistan. It was a long slog following the blue glacial meltwater of the Indus River, high up in the mountains along the Karakoram highway, the highest paved road in the world, an important Silk Road route linking the Indian subcontinent with China in the north.
Here are the Karakoram mountains. There they turn into the Hindu Kush. And these boys are the Himalayas, the convergence of 3 of the biggest mountain ranges in the world.
But it wasn't all plain sailing. By trying to make this road and this part of the world more accessible, the mountainside was constantly getting dynamited, and at times you almost got wiped out by falling rocks.
We're about an hour and a half away from Skardu now. Not too far, but there's a whole pile of rocks in the middle of the road, and it looks like we could be stuck here for a couple of hours.
That struggle only made it more of an adventure.
You ready, Matt?
I'm ready, my friend. The adventure is really about to begin.
Really, it is an architectonic masterpiece, skirting precariously through the valleys, mountains towering overhead, and the death-defying plunge into the Indus off to the side. No wonder it's considered the 8th wonder of the world. We climbed up to 3,000 metres, past the spectacular cold desert, and ever closer to the dusting of snow. Then 3 days and 55 hours of driving time later, we arrived at our destination, Hushe, the last village in the valley. From my time at the Padru Private Game Reserve, it appears that the care a functioning trophy hunting programme bestows can allow for numbers to recover. And I started to understand the role the community plays in this, through their commitment to not poaching, and then the benefits they then receive. We were met by Ghulam Ali and Iqbal, amongst many other weathered faces of men unimaginably accustomed to life in these tough conditions. These are the main guys, the head of the village and both high porters, who've been adventuring with the tourists into the high mountain peaks around K2 for their whole lives. Sitting around the table over dinner, they were proud to tell us there are around 4,000 Ibex roaming the valley of Hushe, with 10 permits offered out per year for the big trophy males. They believe though that they should have more. Snow leopards are also around, apparently everywhere, with 8 to 10 living in the nearby area and 3 being spotted walking together close to the village just the day before I'd arrived.
Robert's looking for snow leopards. Unsuccessfully.
I was being welcomed as part of the team and given full insight into the thoughts and lives of these trophy hunters. Over meals I was told of the great hunters, shown photos and videos of hunts all over the world, started hearing names of animals I'd never even knew existed, and the awards that were there for taking them home with you. Matt had recently won one of the biggest awards out there, Safari Club International's World Hunting and Conservation Award. I found the idea that it's a conservation award quite interesting. Piecing together conversations, it didn't all appear to be selfish endeavour though, and that there was genuine care for the impact their dollars could do for these conservation-oriented trophy hunting programmes. Whether that's to preserve a legacy for trophy hunters into the future or for the ecosystem remains to be seen. For the next couple of days, we traipsed across the snow-covered landscape for hours on end in search of ibex. It was hard to not be intrigued about what drives people to want to do this, and I was told that hunting isn't a homogeneous culture. Some are collectors, some just like killing stuff. Some are driven by the surroundings where this passion takes you. Some truly care for the integrity of the animal, with one hunter on the trip known to go back home with the tag and no trophy on multiple occasions, not for lack of opportunity. Some find it an unparalleled way to get closer to nature and trust that the economic benefit hunting brings for conservation can justify that mindset of preferring to protect a species as a whole rather than a single individual. But all are apparently born with it. A common thread appeared to be an addiction to the thrill of the chase, and our chase was widely agreed to be one of the toughest around, and the snow leopards hunting alongside us had pushed the ibex to even higher altitudes, making it even tougher. I started to understand why for many, the killing is only 1% of the whole experience.
It's a special place to be out by yourself. The guys are over there somewhere, and apparently Matt's thing is right up there on the side of that cliff.
From seeing the groups of men constantly out there helping the guys, the whole expedition was a team effort from the community, and the benefits are reaped that way too. This last village on the map, reliant on subsistence agriculture as a way of living, storing supplies for the harsh winter, relies on the adventurers, the mountaineers and the hunters for a sustainable cash flow. This cash flow isn't without problems, and although I'm told there have been increases in ibex, markhor and other species protected under the hunting programme, which is great, in a conversation with Shafkat Hussein, he spoke of the unforeseen consequences of subtracting the value of animals purely to their economic value for hunters. Natural predator-prey dynamics lead to anger when a snow leopard eats a trophy ibex, and then this leads to retribution kills and poisonings, conflicting with the mainstream conservation effort. Matt had brought some school supplies with him, and having heard that 80% of his permit fee goes back into the community for schools and the medical dispensary, which is a welcome surprise to all hunters, we were all invited over.
This hunting, this money, you come in the hunting, this money I using education.
Excellent.
And health, and some people, poor people, all now I changing, got many changing here, right? This before no so much change, no education, nothing. Now 10-12 years more changing here.
Is this change good or?
Changing is good.
Yeah.
Because here education, we're doing the education. Because education very important.
80% of the revenue from the hunt goes to schools or to the hospital, the dispensary. Is that correct?
Yes, this is right.
Okay, that's huge.
Yes, sir.
That's very important.
This is very important, sir.
Well, I guess this is what the other side of the coin looks like in Pakistan. Ramblings out.
And to keep up to date with everything, make sure you give all of these a follow.